review. So homework for chapter 16. I had a drill sheet for you, didn't I? Yeah, so let's grab the drill sheet real quick. Okay. So drill sheet, numbers 1 through 12. What do you want to look at?
Number 12.
Number 12.
I was having trouble figuring out whether that participle was functioning adjectively or predicate. As an attributive or predicate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So, well, take a look at Haim and Hema. What is that? What do those mean? What are those? Those are pronouns, right? They're the same pronoun. They're just alternate forms of the same pronoun. Which person, gender, number is this? Yes, 3 on P, so it's they, right? So they, Ovadim. So this is not a noun that this participle follows and agrees with in gender, number, and definiteness. This is a pronoun, right? So I wouldn't have attributive adjectives with a pronoun, right? That's so this is a good candidate for being the subject, and this would be the predicate participle. Okay, so they, there's a copula that's missing. Are Ovadim. What does avad mean? Yeah, so my parsing, I give the 3 root letters. When I parse, I want to give the 3 root letters, the stem, which is always the cal right now since we don't know any other stems. And instead of perfect, I'm going to say I'm so used to putting PF. PTC for participle. Eam tells me it's masculine plural. Okay? So they are serving. And then this OC is indicating what? Yeah, it's the direct object. I hear someone saying that. I don't translate the et prefix, right? I'm just going to translate the pronoun. With that curriculum, it's one CS. So they are serving whom? Me. They are serving me. So don't translate the direct object marker. Translate the pronoun that's attached to it. Now, I've been translating that as present because I don't have any context. So the most natural thing, if you have no context, is to translate your copular sentences as present tense, unless the context clarifies that it's past or future. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Other questions? Okay, so number 11. This is almost the exact same type of structure, except we have different pronoun. Anachnu. What is anachnu? Who is that?
We.
It's we. So which pronoun is we? Yeah, it's 1CP, first common plural. So we, zocharim. So here's my verb. I'm going to parse that. So what do I give first? The 3 root letters. Zayin, Kaf, Resh. And then I have Holam. And I would have had a sere here, but it reduced because I added the im ending. And this became open and pretonic and reduced to vocal shiva. So this is a cal what? Participle. The im tells me it's what gender number? Masculine plural. Good. So how am I going to translate this? Assuming a present tense copula?
We are remembering.
Yeah, so we are remembering. Another way you can translate this is just with simply we remember. If my verb is an action verb where you can like watch somebody perform it, like to hop, we are hopping, go, we are going, then using an explicit copula and an ing form is good. But if your verb is a verb that is, we're going to talk about these in chapter 19 next semester, but there are verbs that are semantically called stative verbs, and they indicate a state of being rather than an action. So in English, we don't have many verbs that I think we would classify as stative verbs. I think the verb I stink is probably stative in English, right? Can you watch somebody stink? No, you might hear them stink, right? But then it ceases to be stative and it's more of an action, right? Who stunk in here, right? Means who did something. But if you walk in and somebody smells bad, you would just say who stinks, right? That's a stative verb. When you add ing to stative verbs, it sounds funny in English, right? Who's stinking? Right? That doesn't sound like what we're really trying to say. The verb to remember is a verb that indicates a mental state or condition, and many people would consider a verb like that stative. So because of that, just translating a predicate participle when the verb is stative as if it were just like a present tense form is usually going to be the best way to render them in English. So I would probably want to translate this as we remember as opposed to we are remembering. Unless the context makes it clear that there's like some specific activity that's going on right now and we're engaging in the act of remembering right now, right? So then the last thing here is otha, which is this the preposition that means with, or is this the direct object marker that just indicates a direct object? This is a direct object. If I had with, what would I see in the ta here? A doggish forte. Okay. So which pronoun is this comets hey with the mapik and the hey? 3FS. That's 3FS. So how am I going to translate this? We are remembering, or we remember her. We remember her. Okay. Any questions there? All right. Why not number 10? Just work our way backwards. We have Haim and Hema again. So that again is the same as 12. They. And then Omarim. Is that a cal perfect or a cal participle?
Cal participle.
Cal participle. The holum with root 1 is the dead giveaway. This is a participle. Okay? Participle. What are we usually going to see with root 1 if it's the cal perfect? What's the vowel under it? Kamets. Pa-kad, pa-kada, pa-kata, pa-kat, pa-kati, right? Pa-pa-pa-pa-pa. Participles, po-po-po-po-po. Pa versus po. Okay? All right. So, how am I going to translate this? They, what? What's amar mean? So amar is to say, with the participle, with the holum omarim, they are saying. They are saying. Okay, remember, we're doing the me, Tarzan, you, Jane strategy. The copula will be unwritten in Hebrew. They saying means they are saying. They are saying. Okay. If you look at number 2, right here, this is walked because the verb form is a cal perfect, right? So cal perfects, my default translation for a cal perfect is usually going to be past tense, unless I have some reason to not go with the past tense form. What's one of the reasons that I might not do that? If I have a stative verb in the perfect, that could be translated present, using present tense form. But walking is not a stative verb. It doesn't indicate a state of being, but rather an activity. So I would want to translate that as that perfect as a past tense. So halahu has a shurik after root 3. So that's which person, gender, and number? 3CP. Okay, and the verb is halach. So hey lamed kaf. So they walked. Lifnei Adonai is what? Before or in the presence of Adonai. Okay? So what do I have here with Lifnei? It's the lamed preposition attached to the masculine plural construct of what noun?
Panim.
Panim, right? Which is face, exactly. Remember, panim doesn't occur in the singular, so all my forms of it will be plural, either with the im, absolute plural, or the construct plural, Canadian any. Okay. Now, just to clarify where these vowel points came from, if I take panim and I turn it into the masculine plural construct, im becomes a, Canadian, but I'm going to lose my stress, so the pa-ne becomes p-ne, right? So that goes to vocal shava. And then when I want to add the lamed preposition, it comes standard with the vocal shava. And this is why I can't leave these two here. I resolve this with a Red Ryder BB gun, right? And I get lifne, and the dagesh lene and the pay has to go away because I have a vowel before it, right? Lifne. Lifne.
So is the same kind of concept with achare? Is that why it has the Canadian ending on it?
Yeah, it's sort of like that. So the preposition is achar, after, and that preposition primitively was a noun, and it was a noun that was borrowed over and conscripted to function as a preposition, and then the plural form of it ends up being used in the construct that way. Yeah. So it's a complicated phenomenon, but that's basically it. All right. Any other? If you look at ani kothev, what can you tell me about the ani with that form? I am writing.
It's a dude.
That it's a dude saying it. If you said, on the other hand, ani kothevet, what would you tell me about the ani? That it's a woman, a dudette. Okay? It's a feminine singular I. So remember, your participles have to change their gender and number to reflect whatever or whoever is doing the participial action, right? And here is the translation exercises for chapter 16. Are there any questions that we can go over with this one? Okay, so number 5?
Yes.
All right, let's read this out loud together. Ready? Harag ha'ish hahu et achiv haholech basadeh. That's a scene, right? Basadeh. Okay, good. Who asked for this translation? Okay, Lester. Why don't you translate as far as you can go? We'll throw you a life preserver if we need to.
Well, I was just wanting to know the sequence of the word. So harag is to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Aish, the man. Ahu, he. So then,
Yeah, let's stop there for just a second. So ha'ish, is that the subject of harag or the direct object, do you think?
the subject.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Usually my subject will be right after the verb. And notice I have an et over here, which could be marking the direct object, right? Is achiv a possible direct object that could take this sign of the accusative?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, I can only use this with definite direct objects. I don't see an article on ach, so why is that definite? What makes ach definite if there's no article on it? There's 3 ways a noun can be definite. Article. What else?
Being in a contract chain
With what?
with another
With another
noun.
noun that is
Definite.
definite. That's right. So that's another one. What else? Having a pronominal suffix, which is being in the construct with a pronoun, which is definite, right? And then lastly, being a proper noun. Okay? So this has a pronoun suffix, doesn't it? That makes it definite. His brother, right? So this is my direct object. And that, again, gives me a reason to think that this must be the subject. Okay? So, one other thing. Ha-hu. Is this the pronoun, the 3ms pronoun he, or is this the demonstrative pronoun or adjective that? It's the demonstrative. Okay? Because it has what? It's got the article. Remember, whenever who is a pronoun, it will never, ever, ever have the article attached to it. So this is the demonstrative adjective use of the demonstrative. So how am I going to translate ha-ish, ha-hu? That man. That man. Okay, so that man haragd. That man what? Killed at achiv, his brother. Now I have ha-holech after achiv. What's the ha here? That's the article, right? And then holech is what kind of a verbal form? O-a, holech. It's a participle, that's right. This participle follows a noun. Does it agree with this noun in gender, number, and definiteness? It do. Masculine singular? Masculine singular brother, right? Definite? And we determined that brother was definite because it has the pronoun. So this is telling me something about his brother. What about his brother? Yeah, he was a walking brother. Okay, so how am I going to translate this? He killed his brother, ha-holech. What's a good way to translate this in English? Yeah, you could say he killed his walking brother. But basadeh goes with walking because it's modifying where the walking happens. So you'd have to say he killed his walking in the field brother. Which really is horrible English, isn't it? It would make great German, but it makes terrible English. So we would want to use a relative clause in English. He killed his brother who was walking in the field. Okay?
Sorry, Doctor. So we know that prepositional phrase is modifying it because it follows the direct object.
Right. Well, yeah, so the prepositional phrase here follows the participle.
Okay.
So it goes right after the participle.
So it's modifying that verbal form as opposed to...
Exactly. So it's not modifying it's not modifying the brother, it's modifying the walking. So where the walking was happening. So he killed his brother who was walking in the field. I wonder who he's talking about here. All right. That's a good one. I mean, makes us sad, but the grammar was awesome. Okay. Any other questions? Number 6. Let's read this together. Everybody. Hanashim ha-yoshevot babayit kothevot b'sifrehan. Oh, this is some good grammar too. What is hanashim? It's the vermin. That's right. Is this masculine plural or feminine plural? It looks masculine plural, but it is feminine plural. Okay. Article? Yeah. So that's definite, right? Now look at ha-yoshevot. Do you see the holum here in ha-yoshevot? Okay. This is the verb yashav, which means what? To dwell or to sit. And when I have a holum after root 1, what is that telling you? It's the cal participle. That means it's going to have 0 ending, or tav, right? Im or ot. Those are going to be the things I'm looking for. And looky here, participles have those noun and adjective endings. That matches the feminine plural, doesn't it? Article on both. So what kind of participle is this? Follows the noun, agrees in gender, number, definiteness. It's attributive. So I could say the sitting women. Okay. But look, I have a bet prepositional phrase that modifies the sitting. So tell me what would I have to add? Yeah, probably relative pronoun. But I mean, if we want to do it like Germans, the sitting in the house women, right? the sitting in the house women, or the women who were sitting in the house. And then again, it depends on the context, right? Now, look at cote the vote. Cote the vote. These are 3 verbal root letters and a holum with root 1. So that's also a cow participle, right? So from kathav instead. And it's also oath ending. Both of these were feminine plural. So, but look, this has the definite article. This one does not. So which kind of participle is this one? It's a predicate use. That's right, predicate. If I had a ha, then it would be the writing women, okay? But it's not. So it's the sitting women are writing, okay? So the women sitting in the house are writing b'sifreihen. Yes, in their books. So we have the preposition bet, and you're going to translate your pronominal suffix, which is 3FP here, next, in their books. Now, why did you know this was books, plural?
Plural because it's the yod.
Yeah, that yod. There it is. So in their books. Excellent. Okay. Brian, do you have a question? Okay. Anybody else?
We do number 9?
Let's do number 9. And let's read it. Ready? Yalada ishto yalad ki pakad Adonai otah. Why did I pronounce that hey? So got a mapik, it makes it a consonant. Exactly. All right, good. So what's yalada ishto yalad mean?
Yalada is she gave birth. And
Yeah.
Ishtos his wife.
Yeah, so his wife gave birth,
And his
or did she give birth to his wife? Okay. So his wife gave birth. So we're going to take this as the verb, obviously. Subject.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, that commentate tells you it's she, right?
Yeah.
It's 3 of us. Okay. Good. And then what's yalad? It's child. And it really is normally yeled, isn't it? But with athnax and salux, which are very strong disjunctive accents, they can create pausal lengthening with their stressed vowel and cause a long vowel to show up here, which is what happened. Okay. Melek also can become malik when it's in pause, like this. Karam can become karam, vineyard, orchard. And yeled becomes yeled. What's the role of this noun, Kyle?
So it would be the object.
Yeah, so this would be the direct object. So his wife, yalada, begat, gave birth,
A child.
a child. Ki, because, and then pakad Adonai, there's my verb subject.
Visited her.
Yahweh visited, or we could say Yahweh had visited, because the visiting of Yahweh would certainly be the precondition to the giving birth, right?
Mhm.
So, in terms of relative time, the visiting happened prior to her giving birth. So Yahweh had visited Otah.
And then it's 3FS.
Yeah, this is 3FS pronoun. And is this the sign of the accusative or the preposition with?
The sign of the accusative.
Sign of the accusative.
No doubling.
Although we know that in the Hebrew Bible, sometimes Yahweh visits with women and things happen, right? But that dagesh forte not being in the top tells us it's not with her, but direct object her, right? Yahweh had visited her. Meaning had visited her with blessing. Good. That's a good Christmas one, isn't it? All right.
For with her, could we also see like ima, like
Yeah. So you could see it with the preposition et with itta, like that, or imma, like that.
is there a semantic difference or they're sort of interchangeable?
Okay, so that's a good question. There's a guy who did his undergraduate biblical languages degree here, named Kyle, Chris Kyle. No, not Chris Kyle. Chris Lyle. Sorry, thinking about the soldier, Chris Cobb. Chris Lyle. And he went over to South Africa to study Hebrew with one of the world's foremost Hebraists. His name's Christo van der Merwe. And he wrote his master's thesis on im and trying to provide what he calls a semantic profile of that preposition and how it's different from et when it means with. And, you know, they do seem to be used practically interchangeably, but I think, and I haven't read it yet, but I think he has concluded that there are some situations where im is preferred to et. And I should get my hands on that and find out what his conclusion was. But I don't know. All right. Anything else? Number two. Let's read that. Hamelech Yoshev al Kis'o V'hu Shofet et Amo. Okay. So let's start with the first part here. Hamelech, Yvonne, is what? The king. And now I have Yoshev. What verb is this derived from? Yashav. And Yashav has Yod, Shin, Bet for the verb roots, right? The consonants, the root letters. There's an O and an A with root 1 and 2. So which kind of verb form is this? When I see a verb's roots with OA instead of AA, like Yashav, this is the perfect, the cow perfect. This is the cow what? Participle. Okay? Is there any ending on Yoshev? No, it's got 0 ending. So the participle is masculine singular. Why is it masculine singular? Well, because Hamelech is masculine singular, right? So, does Hamelech have an article here? Is that definite? Is Yoshev definite? Is there an article on it? No. So this is not definite, right? So these agree in gender and number, but not definiteness. So this cannot be attributive participle, can it? It's a good candidate for being the predicate, though, use of the participle. And I'm going to add a copula here. The king is what? Sitting. Okay, so the king is Yoshev, sitting, and all tells me where? On Kis'o. Yeah, there's a pronoun suffix attached. So on his, what's the lexical form of this noun? Yeah, I normally have a sere here, kise, right? But when I add the pronoun suffix, I get vowel reduction here. So on his throne. Vahu. What's that? And he. And then I have another OA vowel pattern with 3 verbal root letters. Show faith. And he is what? Judging. Because I got another cow participle here. Okay? But who is definite because it's a pronoun. The predicate participle is not definite. So, and he is judging et amo. Okay, his people. So the et here is functioning how? This is the direct object marker, or the sign of the accusative. So I don't translate it. I go to amo. And are you sure that doesn't mean with him? What's the difference between with him and his people? Yeah, it's the difference between a kirik under the ayin and a pathak under the ayin. Immo, with him. Amo, the people of him, which is his people. Okay? So, pronouns the same. It's what you're attaching it to that's different. So, and he is judging his people. All right. Good.
So the participle can have holem or holem bob for that verse?
Yes. So, notice that I have holem vavs here in these two, right? Mm-hmm. Over here, holachim, holem. That's right. All right. Other questions? We have 1 minute. Make it count. Look at number 8 real quickly. I'm starting with the word ha-shofatim. Ha-shofatim. Not ha plural things, ha-shofatim, but just ha-shofatim. So, look at, I got a holum with the sheen, and I would have had a seri with root 2 pay, but it had to go to vocal shva when I added the im. Got the article attached here. What kind of participle is this when it's operating by itself as if it were a noun?
Substantive.
It's substantival. So how am I going to translate ha-shofatim? Yeah, the judges, or the judging ones, which are judges, right? And then ha-rishaim follows this substantival participle. Ha-ha. Im. What type of adjective is this? It's attributive. So what kind of judging ones? Yeah, the wicked judging ones. But look, I have another ha. Ha, ha, ha. Ele. This is the masculine plural demonstrative. So is that near or far demonstrative? Near. So I can't just say the wicked judges. I have to say these wicked judges. And then I have lo kadim. Lamed, kaf, dalet, root letters, and a holum with root 1. Is that a participle? Yep, but no article attached, so it's the predicate use. So these wicked judges are capturing. Lo kadim, lakad is to capture. Are capturing et nevi'eh ha-Elohim. Direct object marker, they're capturing the prophets of, it's plural, right, in Canadian here, the prophets of God. Vahem ho-regim, and they, and then there's my ho, from the first root, holum, they are killing, slaying, otam? No, that's the word tom. No, I'm just kidding. They are not slaying Tom, they are slaying them. That's the direct object marker with 3MP pronoun. Okay? All right, good. Have a good weekend. No, don't have a good weekend. Not yet.
We're there already.
We have one more class.